did a really wonderful job of just arcing storylines into really surprising places, but consistency was just in the script all the time. I felt the character was changing in such a way, slowly. You know, as an actor sometimes you can find things happening too suddenly and you're kind of like, you're trying to make patchwork because there's sort of little holes. Like, I'd have to say that with Arrow, sometimes there's been holes. It's like, you know, well, how come Oliver thinks it's okay for Roy to be on Mirakuru but not Slade? You know, like, Roy's a good guy, but wasn't Slade a good guy? There's just little things that are kind of like, you know, consistent, but you know, there was something about the slow burning voyage of Crixus from the point. I'll tell you how I based my character. I based my character on a guy that I went to high school with called Matthew Sisley. He had a mullet haircut, wore death metal shirts and worked on his car all the time. You know, he had this car that was like, wow, wow. He had an angry car. He was that kind of guy. I had a flat top, I wore gel in it, I gelled my hair up. Used to wear tracksuits and do breakdancing. So you can imagine me and Matthew Sisley were like Spartacus and Crixus, honestly. He used to give me so much shit. Excuse me. He used to give me just, you know, bagfuls. And him and I used to be in each other's face at the bus stop at school, you know. We were going, but it was quite intense. It was really quite intense. And what happened was, I was in a car accident when I was 15, and my mother was killed in it. And then my brother was killed in another car accident 2 weeks later. So I was a bit in trouble, you know. And I was in a coma in my car from the result of the car accident. I was with my mother. And when I woke up in the hospital, lo and behold, next to me, in the hospital, next to my hospital bed, was Matthew Sisley, my enemy. As it turned out, he lost his mother when he was young. And the reason why he was angry, he had an angry car, and he listened to death metal and had all his stuff, was this rage inside him. Him and I became best friends. I was the best man at his wedding. Wow. I go to his house still, probably every second Christmas in Australia. And, you know, I learned from that one lesson in life that, you know, you can be the most opposed forces, and that can make the best friendships work if you can find a way to get through it, you know what I mean? So, when I read initially the storyline of Crixus and Spartacus, and I was explained by the producers that it was going to be this story arc where they started off as enemies, but then came through to this bonding. You know. I based that upon myself and Matthew Sisley, just strangely enough, you know. And so every time that I was in that bathhouse yelling at, you know, your wife's beat by 1,000 Roman. I don't know whether anybody remembers that scene. There was a lot of swear words in it. But I remember saying that, and I remember just feeling like that's me telling Matthew Sisley off or something. And come back, you know, and then Andy Whitfield was like, no wonder you smell like a woman. And Andy Whitfield had such a great touch. He was such a great actor to work with. But yeah, did that answer the question?